want to introduce you to a couple of people now. Lisa Everett is the Republican chair for Arizona's Legislative District 29 and a self-described strong Trump supporter. Brent Peak, on the other hand, is most definitely not a Republican. In fact, he's the co-chair of a progressive group called Northwest Valley Indivisible.
But despite their differences, Lisa and Brent have found common ground, and they've actually joined forces to fight the deportation of an undocumented Chinese woman who's lived in the valley for 2 decades. Kelly Yu, who is being held in ICE's Eloy Detention Center and has been in the news recently for visits from high-profile Arizona politicians like Senator Mark Kelly.
The business owner in the Phoenix area has 3 restaurants, 70 employees, revenue of over $3 million a year. She's a job creator.
Lisa and Brent joining us now on Arizona's Morning News. And Lisa, ladies first, we'll start with you. How did you two meet, and when did you realize that Kelly Yu should be an exception to President Trump's deportation policies?
Brent and I met when we were on opposite sides protesting and counter-protesting at a congressman's office. And Brent and I discussed we want to keep this peaceful. We want to appreciate both sides having their First Amendment rights. And we had a few breakfasts together and had some conversations, and we have become friends.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a nice story to hear, especially with so much polarity out there, polarization, I should say. And Brent, did it take much to convince her to join forces? Are there parts of President Trump's immigration and border policies where you both agree?
I was meeting with Kelly Yu's husband on Sunday and hearing more about their story. And it occurred to me in the middle of the conversation, I have a feeling Lisa could help us out here. And I sent her a text, and her immediate response was, I'm on board. And so, yeah, I've been so grateful to find that we do share some common ground here on this particular issue, and it has been really exciting to work together on this.
I thought I read that you two also agree on the idea that people who are dangerous criminals who might even be perpetrating crimes against other migrants should be kicked out of the country. Is that right, Brent?
Absolutely. Yeah, the president ran on addressing the worst of the worst, and we would certainly agree on that. I think most Americans would agree that we don't want people crossing the border to come here and do harm to our country. So absolutely, we would agree on that. But we also agree that Kelly Yu doesn't fit that category, and that we would love to see some discretion used here in order to not tear her family apart and enable her and her family to be able to remain together.
So, Lisa, who have you two engaged to try and make this happen? Members of Congress? Have you gone straight to the administration? What channels are you using to try and keep Kelly Yu in the U.S.?
We are reaching out to anyone that will listen. We have reached out to congressmen. We have reached out to senators. I've even called the White House switchboard, and I'm encouraging people to do that because, like Brent said, Kelly is not the worst of the worst. She is what we want in an immigrant. She is contributing to our economy. She is carrying out philanthropic deeds. She has a family. She is supporting the America that we all know and love, and she's living the American dream right before our eyes, and this is what we want.
We're talking right now with Lisa Everett, a Republican, and Brent Peak, a Democrat. Let me get that right. We're talking right now with Lisa Everett, a Republican, and Brent Peak, a Democrat, who have come together, joining forces to try to keep Kelly Yu, a Chinese woman living in the valley illegally for the last 20 years, but also a contributor to society, in the valley and in the United States, saving her from deportation back to China. So I'll ask the two of you, with the overall tension on immigration policy, what message do you have for people to come together and follow your example to calm that rhetoric?
I feel that Kelly has been actively seeking to become a citizen. You can follow all of the court cases online. She didn't just come into America and try to continue living as a Chinese citizen here. She has assimilated, and she is attempting desperately to become a U.S. citizen.
And Brent, your thoughts?
Yeah, Kelly has a daughter who is a citizen. Her husband is a citizen, and she has made every attempt to do this, as people say, the right way. And so, we believe that some discretion can be used here. I think that we can balance having a strong border policy as well as having a compassionate immigration policy. And I think there's room for that here.
All right. Thanks a lot, you two. Really appreciate your time and appreciate your willingness to listen to other people instead of just shout at each other, which we hear so much of these days, right? Lisa Everett, once again, the Republican chair for Arizona's Legislative District 29, a self-described strong Trump supporter, and Brent Peak, who is actually the co-chair of a progressive group called Northwest Valley Indivisible, working together to try and keep Kelly Yu, an undocumented Chinese woman, to be able to stay in the valley and not be deported.
Thanks for watching Arizona's Morning News. Click to watch more from KTAR News and hit the button in the middle to subscribe.